watching Joker's Wild, your number one alternative to entertainment news, views, and reviews. Today we'll take a look at some casting rumours for the upcoming Superman Legacy movie. It's coming via The Hollywood Reporter. It would seem James Gunn is currently hot again, thanks to the surprise performance of his last Marvel outing, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Most calling it the best Marvel movie since Endgame, some say even Infinity War. For a lot of people it's raised their expectation as to what he's gonna do with the DC universe. It seems he's garnered a little bit more trust thanks to that movie's box office performance. Still questions remain as to who will be cast and in what role. And not forgetting there's still that controversy around Henry Cavill's removal hanging in the air like a dark cloud. Let's take a look at what The Hollywood Reporter seemingly uncovered. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still hung up about Henry Cavill not being Superman. In fact, my ideal casting for Lois Lane opposite him would have been Lauren Cohen, and playing big bad Lex Luthor would have been none other than who else? Breaking Bad's breakout star, Bryan Cranston. But you know what they say, the show must go on. Yeah, just so long as it's not woke. So let's check out that article. Now, to my mind, in my humble opinion, Lois Lane is a character that just haven't got right on the big screen since the original Donna movies back in whenever it was. It's not to say the actresses they cast were bad, they were brilliant actresses. Check out either one of these two movies to see either one of these two actresses literally at their best. Ain't that the truth? It's just the character of Lois Lane is, well, she's larger than life. She's fun, she's energetic.
You're a real pain in the neck.
Restrained, diplomatic, but these actresses portrayed her in a more subdued kind of way, just very bland, basic. So for me, there's massive room for improvement. Then there's a chemistry. Gotta have that chemistry with the lead actor, whoever he ends up being. Again, I thought it's been lacking since the original Donna movies.
Do you like pink?
I like pink very much, Lois.
Wait a minute. Is he looking through her?
Why are you?
I'm sorry?
I mean, why are you here?
I'm here to fight for truth and justice in the American way.
You're gonna end up fighting every elected official in this country.
Sure you don't really mean that, Lois?
Now, there's quite a few names being tossed around this article, and to be honest, I'm not familiar with any of them, but quick Google search later, I've got to say I'm quite impressed with the selection. Kind of like a character select on a video game, each presenting their own unique skill and special strength. First name mentioned is Emma McKee, French/British actress, one of the stars of the Netflix series Sex Education. She also appeared in Warner Brothers' upcoming Barbie movie. Now, it turns out I have seen her before, yes, in the disappointing sequel to the rather enjoyable Murder on the Orient Express, Death on the Nile, which she was quite memorable, to be honest. Well, clearly not that memorable because I didn't remember her when I first saw her. She looked different then. Quite a diverse career. She's got quite a few period dramas on her resume, but all in all, I think a pretty solid choice. I could see it.
Engaged? But who? He's big and square and boyish and beautifully simple. And that's it. He's called Simon to drive the point. Simon Doyle.
Next up, we have Rachel Brosnan, American actress, the Emmy Award-winning star of Amazon's acclaimed The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, in which she plays a stand-up comedian.
Anyone know this? Dr. Spock? I had never read this. Not until my son started doing this really weird thing where I wake up and he's staring at me like he's planning things. And I'm thinking, well, right now he's small, I can take it, but in a few years. You ever rehearse an argument you plan on having with someone in your head, and during the rehearsal you're perfectly reasonable and they're a jerk? and then the argument actually happens, and they're reasonable, but that's not how you rehearsed it, so you become the jerk?
Now, I've never watched the show, but I am aware of it, heard good things too. The lead actress, anyway. I was actually really impressed with what I saw of her. I've never heard of her before. She's got some acting chops on her. I don't know, like a young Nicole Kidman, perhaps? Either way, whether she gets the role or not, she's one to watch. This is the shit! Believe that.
We can't send someone of real value. Not for Wynne.
Wynne wasn't valuable. We're all alive, aren't we?
He's not an officer, is the point. If we propose an officer of theirs, that sends a message about how we perceive Wynne, the wrong message.
If you let Wynne die over there, and he will die a lot sooner than you think, no one will ever trust MI6 to protect them. Ever again.
Then we have Phoebe WallerJenkins, in my opinion, the most sprightly and fun of the bunch. She's a live wire.
This is such a weird coincidence.
Right, okay.
Do you believe in fate?
No, not really.
Just because I feel like this is a sign.
Yes. Well, you have also just run into a tree, though.
Yes, no, but I mean, not sure how to put this, but I'm actually an agent.
An agent?
Yeah.
What, like a secret agent?
No, like an agent.
Wait. Sorry, were you following me?
She's an English actress, best known for her role as Daphne, the fourth Bridgerton child, the Netflix period drama Bridgerton. She began her career as a child actress in the BBC One school drama Waterloo Road, so she's been in the game a long time. Like I said, she definitely exudes a sense of fun.
I like this one.
Love your beach? Ganya has teamed up with Surfrider Foundation. Their pledge to clean rubbish from our local beaches. Join in. I have.
Australian actress and model Samara Weaving, not the daughter but the niece of Uncle Hugo. How's that for Australian Hollywood royalty? She began her career in her home country playing Kristen Mulroney in the drama series Out of the Blue. Never heard of it. What I have heard of, and unfortunately watched, is Snake Eyes, in which, to be fair, she was the best thing in it. Horror fans will probably remember her from the last Scream movie that came out. Again, haven't seen it yet. She seems to have more of a knack for playing femme fatales, though, as opposed to damsels in distress. Just an observation.
I heard you're getting a screen test. I'm getting one too. It's not a done deal yet, but I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. I think you and I should rehearse together. They look for chemistry. And if you and I click, we could ask to screen test opposite one another, and we'll both have a leg up on our competition. You free Sunday?
I guess it depends on what direction Gunn's going for. Only he knows. At least I hope he does. Anywho, the article goes on to state that it is unclear who is advancing on the testing stage. Brosnan is said to have delivered an outstanding audition. Why am I not surprised? But at 32, maybe in the older range, for what Gunn is ultimately hoping to achieve. That is a look at Metropolis heroics via 20-something characters. Hey, it'd be pretty dumb for him to allow age to get in the way of some perfect casting now, wouldn't it? Oh yes. Now, one role that seems to have only one person earmarked is the classic villain Luther. Nicholas Hoult, currently starring in vampire comedy thriller Renfield, has been tipped to play the bald-headed evil genius. No, not that one. Hoult's name has been swirling around Legacy for several weeks now, theorizing he was up for Superman.
Yeah, I gotta say I don't see
The actor had a previous close call with the DC movie realm when he was runner-up to play Batman for Matt Reeves, with the role going to Patterson. The studios loved him since Fury Road, said one source. Clearly not that much, said me. Referring to Warner's 2015 action classic from George Miller. I remember hearing about this actually. In fact, Nicholas was Matt Reeves' first and only choice, and it was a studio that wanted to go with Patterson because I guess they thought he was a bigger name, less of a gamble. It would be interesting to see how Hoult would have done in that role, because I think he's a solid actor and very underrated. But we never get to see it, so what's the point of thinking about it? Finally, we get to the meat and veg of the video. The casting of the man himself, Man of Steel himself, whatever. 4 names are mentioned in the article, 2 of which, I think they're a bit too unknown, if you know what I mean. British actors Tom Brittney and Andrew Richardson, who apparently were in the early mix, whatever that means. No idea. The other 2, slightly more interesting.
David Collinsworth.
Yes, David Collinsworth, who recently played the ill-fated projectionist opposite Maya Goth in Pearl, is among the top contenders to play Kent, advancing to the screen test stage that will likely take place after Memorial Day or in in early June, according to multiple sources. Now, taking a look at the guy, you kind of see hints of Henry Cavill. You what? Tom Welling even.
You better put that crack pipe down.
I mean, it's not like a lost identical twin or anything. Of either of those. You can kind of see how people are pegging him as the front runner in the race.
When I was a kid, I grew up on a farm in Missouri, so we had to drive a half hour to get to the picture show. And when I looked up at that enormous screen, I suddenly knew what life was supposed to feel like, what being alive was supposed to mean. I held my first hand at the movie theater. I had my first kiss at a movie theater. I don't know. What I do know is this. Every time I leave the picture show, I feel better than I did walking in.
And then we have the dark horse of the race, Australian actor Jacob Illadi, a sought-after star who broke out as a resident villain on HBO series Euphoria. He's another name that has surfaced for the role of Kent, but sources say he never submitted himself into the ring. He definitely has a more dark and brooding presence than the other actors mentioned. Too much so, well, that depends on what direction old Gunn is going in. If done right, this could be a unique take, as long as Gunn doesn't stray too far away from what makes Superman iconic, the way that Snyder did. Here's a hint, he doesn't kill. Ever. Kinda why he gets called the Boy Scout, what makes his character interesting. Take that away, you might as well be watching another episode of The Boys. Regardless, I think I've watched enough of this guy to know he could pull it off. If he doesn't get the big gig, heck, there's always roles like Hal Jordan waiting in the wings.
I found out about you and my dad from this desk. Yeah, he secretly records every encounter he has, and he's been doing it, well, honestly, as long as I can remember. I stole it from him. He had a mental breakdown, and he moved out of the house. So I thought that I'd give it to you, and you can do with it as you please.
And you've seen it?
Yeah.
Have a lot of people seen it?
No.
Why are you giving this to me?
Honestly, the answer is too stupid and simple. It's better if we just keep it a mystery.
What, did you become like a good person?
Absolutely not, no. Well, you should have seen what I had to do to get it.
Wait a minute. Did I say dark and brooding? Hey man, just thinking out loud. Anywho, I think either one could be potentially good in the part. The trick will be, and always has been, pulling off Clark Kent.
Clark is... well, he's Clark.
Clark Kent is literally the polar opposite of everything the Man of Steel is. Not confident, not courageous. The least person you'd expect flying around in the sky with an S on his chest.
It's just not Clark.
And that to me has been the biggest mistake made continuously on the big screen. These admittedly fine actors have literally just been playing the same guy Superman wearing glasses. Contrast that with Christopher Reeve's posture, speech pattern, mannerisms. Clark Kent was a completely different person, which only serves to help the audience buy into the internal conflict they witnessed on the screen.
Lois, there's something I have to tell you. I'm really... I was, at first, really nervous about tonight.
Sheer genius. Now, I know this is not their performances per se, it's more the direction that they were given. More Bryan Singer, Zack Snyder to blame for this. Can James Gunn nail this elusive aspect? That remains to be seen. The article goes on to talk about Flash, Blue Beetle, pretty much doomed Aquaman and Lost King still out in December. I can't wait for that train wreck to happen. That's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about these casting rumours, which there are still rumours, nothing confirmed. But I'd love to hear what your thoughts are below. Who would you cast in these title roles? Comment down below, let a brother know. And I'll see you next time.